Okay. This is Philip Vongsavong. Today is September 4th, 2018. We are interviewing Mr. George Alexander. This interview is taking place at Building 301 of Warren Williams in Columbus, Georgia. This interview is sponsored by the Columbus Museum as part of the Making Conversations Warren Williams Oral History Project. Please state and spell your full name to include your family name and your date of birth.
George, GeorgewayneAlexander, 9/17/1954.
Okay, timestamp, 43 seconds. All right, Mr. Alexander, if you would, tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Well, I was born and raised in Phoenix, Alabama, which is north of Russell County. I attended public schools in Russell County. And my mother and father, both of them are deceased now. And they was born, my father was born in Pittsburgh, my mom was born on the brickyard in Phoenix City. And I got my elementary education in Mount Olive Elementary School. Back then it was Mount Olive School. I got my secondary education at the same place, and then my high school was at the same place.
Okay, what was the name of that school again?
Mount Olive High School.
Mount Olive, okay. So you've been a lifelong resident of the Chattahoochee Valley?
Phoenix in Columbus, yeah.
Okay. And what were your impressions of the city growing up?
Well, one thing, Columbus was a lot smaller than it is now. I think Columbus has grown tremendously over the years. I think it's a good city. One thing about Columbus, Fort Benning keep Columbus alive, though, Fort Benning. We got the Army base there, and then we got the university here, and we got somewhat things good for the city.
Okay, and you had mentioned that you went to Mount Olive.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the elementary school?
I went to Mount Olive Elementary School. Mount Olive, back then it was Mount Olive High School, but we had the kindergarten through, we had the first grade through 12th grade there.
Okay, all of it in one building?
All of it was in one school there.
Mm-hmm. And what was that like?
Well, the high school was in our part, and the elementary school was in their part. But we all got it at the same time. We rode buses home, sometimes we had to walk home. Back in those days, integration had passed, and when I first, I can remember integration passing that school system too.
Do you remember what grade you were in?
I was in about the 6th or 7th grade, probably. I can remember it. Because see, I was at Mount Olive, and there was Mount Olive, Chavala, and Russell County High Schools down there. But I went to Mount Olive, and that was Oliver, and there was Pittsburgh School in the county too. Chavala, Mount Olive, Pittsburgh, Russell County. Those were the ones that were in our county.
Okay. And with integration, did that change the student body at all? Did you see white students coming to your school?
Yes, I did. It's got more integrated as time went by.
Mm-hmm. And what was that? What was that experience like? Do you remember the first time you saw white students in the classroom?
Well, that's what we had. In the integrated school, that's what we had.
Yeah.
I think we got along pretty good back then. You know, then after that, once the school system integrated back then, we started getting more white teachers in.
Okay.
I can remember we first got the first white teacher at that school back then. Because see, Russell County, each school, look like each race had their own school. Like Chavala was an all-white school back in the days. Then we had Russell County Training School in Hillsborough, and then that was Mount Olive. Mount Olive was a black school, but now, when they see what they did now over there now, they consolidated into one high school. The new school is Russell County High School.
Okay.
They have converted into one school there now.
All right.
Down back I graduated school in 1975.
All right. And right now, do you currently attend church?
I sure do. I go to the Church of Christ here. I go to MacArthur Drive, Church of Christ on MacArthur Drive. Matter of fact, I went Sunday.
How long have you been going there?
I've been going to MacArthur Drive about 3 or 4 years, but I was a Baptist by faith before I went into the Church of Christ.
Got it. So you've been actively involved in the church for
I
most of your life.
I went to 4th Street Baptist Church. It was since 75. I got baptized in 75. I was in the Baptist Church from 75. Then as I grew, I started working with the Church of Christ, then I decided to be added to the Church of Christ.
Yeah.
I've been in church right about 5 years.
And what's that congregation look like?
We have a very small congregation now, like 250 people on the road now. And it's off of St. Nevis Road. And Stephen Short is the minister there.
You said Stephen, what was his last
Stephen
name?
Short. Yes,
Short.
Stephen Short, yeah.
Okay. And what type of community activities do you participate in here?
Around here,
Yeah.
none.
Nothing?
Nothing. Not, you know, like, what is there to do around here, really? They have on a playground up there. I'm a grown man. I don't go to the gym and do anything here.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the nearest gym would be downtown. Probably the nearest gym.
But I see, Warren Williams is a pretty small community. So
It's very small.
Everybody knows each other.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna say we know each other, but it's okay here, I'll put it that way.
Okay, okay.
One thing about Warren Williams is a good place to live because I've been living there now for about maybe 10 or 12 years, and I think it's a nice place to live. It's one of the best places in Columbus. When you talk about public housing, Warren Williams is one of the best places within the housing authority of Columbus.
I've heard that, yeah, yeah. And, Columbus has a lot of old businesses like R.C. Cola.
Yeah.
And what do you remember about local businesses when you were growing up here?
Okay, let me see. I can remember Solo used to be downtown. I can remember when Solid Hair used to be downtown. I remember Little Joe used to be downtown. I remember when Tom Houston used to be there. Tom Houston was Tom Houston Peanut Company. Now it's Lance, right down the street down there. That RC plant right there.
Yeah. And what was Little Joe's?
Little Joe was a grocery store back there. But at first it was a grocery store, then it turned into a liquor store, and then they had a clothing store there in recent years. I used to go in that store when I was a little boy and buy groceries and go home with it down there. I stayed right on 3rd Avenue.
Was it owned by like a mom and pop? Locally owned?
Little Joe's.
Little Joe, okay.
Little Joe.
Okay. And did you know Little Joe?
I know them. And most of us, when they bought their stuff, I'm quite sure we know them.
Now, in your younger days, what kind of recreations did you do? What did you do on a Friday night or on a Saturday evening?
I grew up in Phoenix, Alabama. We would play baseball, stuff like that. We might go hide and go seek, play out in the fields, play baseball in the field and roles and stuff. That's where I grew. I grew up in the country.
Yeah.
And that's where I grew up. That's what I did.
When you got a little bit older, 18, 19 years old.
As I got older, I started going more.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of things did you do then?
I used to go dancing. I love football. And I was in the band at school, Mm-hmm.
Right.
But see, when I went to school, it was, before I grew up, it was a very small community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is there a particular football team you root for?
So now?
Yeah.
Do I root for one now?
Yeah.
I like Tuskegee Morehouse football class when they come. I like Auburn State football when they come. But most of the one, I really like Auburn State, really.
Okay.
And cause see, I'm waterproof for Tuskegee because I'm in school now.
Now, you mentioned you'd go out dancing.
I used to go dancing, yes.
Where would you go?
To the clubs.
Do you remember any of the names?
I would play downtown. I would go to Polar's Lounge. I would go to Benjamin Lounge. Used to be down on First Avenue, yeah.
And what were those clubs like?
Benjamin was a nice club, but the little cafe like Bill talked about, little juke joints.
Okay.
Like this little small place, but they had a jukebox back in those days. But it was a lot of fun. It's not like it used to be nowhere right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do you spend your leisure time now?
My leisure time, I love to travel.
Okay.
I love to travel. And I love going to New Orleans every year. And I love going to Biloxi, Mississippi. I love going to Memphis, Tennessee. I love to travel.
Now, you mentioned Biloxi. What do you do when you travel?
I go to the casino in Biloxi. I love the food. When I go to New Orleans, I go on Bourbon Street, yeah. But we live in nice hotels down there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How often are you able to go out there?
I go to New Orleans once a year. Every year on Labor Day weekend, we go to New Orleans. This year, I was unfortunate to go this year.
Oh no.
This is the first year I missed going though in about 10 years. I've been going ever since I started going. Every year we go to New Orleans. A lot of good fun, a lot of good food. But you got a little travel too now.
Yeah, definitely. Do you drive when you go?
No, we go by bus.
You go by
We
bus?
go on them charter buses. You never been?
I have. I met my wife in New Orleans.
Okay. Oh, I ain't got nothing on you then.
Nowadays, we've talked about some of the old businesses. We've talked
Okay.
about Little Joe's. Where do you go grocery shopping now?
But now that's a good question. I shop at Piggly Wiggly on 13th Street mostly, and I go to Publix sometime. And I used to go to what's that store that closed it down. Hold on, St. Mary Road. Save a lot.
Save a
I
Lot.
used to go to Save a Lot. I used to go to Rainbow Foods on Buena Vista Road. Winn-Dixie. Yeah.
Okay. And where else do you shop for clothes and things like
Okay,
that?
for my clothes, I go to the mall.
Peachtree Mall?
I go to Peachtree Mall, I go out on Quincy Boulevard. And I used to go down Broad Street to On Time Fashion, Silent Hands, and all that used to be down there. I think looking good still down there. Looking good still
I
down
think that's right, yeah.
I've been in Columbus a lot.
All right. And, all right, Mr. Alexander, what do you do or what did you do for a living?
Okay, what I did for a living, I was a nurse by living. I put it this way, I was a homemaker. I went to trade school and graduated. And I met this family from Buena Vista, Georgia, and they had me to go take care of their dad. I took care of their dad about 15 years. I was a homemaker.
You said you knew them for 15 years?
About 15 years.
Can you describe what the work was like, what your experience
Okay,
was?
what their daddy was 90-some years old. I had to take care of their dad to make sure he stayed home, make sure he got his medicine, make sure he did this, make sure I had to cook for him. I had to cook 3 meals a day and stay with him out in the country in his home. I had to make me a garden down there. It was in Buena Vista, Georgia. I've been doing that, I did all that about 20 years altogether in that homemaker. I'm 64 years old. This matter of fact, the 17th, I'll be 64 years old. So,
And you mentioned doing cooking.
I do cook.
love cooking. What kind of food do you cook?
soul food, collard green, ham hock, like that.
Yeah.
Potatoes, cabbage, peas, butter bean. Yeah, I had to cook for them because they told me when you go to the dad, you might have to cook.
Yeah.
So I had to cook for them. They paid me. Take care of their pop. This is true. This is true.
Now, we were talking earlier about you remember when integration happened at the schools. So have you ever, in your lifetime, have you ever experienced segregation?
I still experience segregation. Segregation is going to always be a part of us.
Okay.
Until we come to the reality of it, it ain't going to never leave nowhere. Segregation is going to always be with us. Race is going to always be with us. It's really going to be. You can't change people's minds, no way. But things have gotten better. Things have gotten much better.
Are there any specific memories you have, any experiences that you want to share?
Like what though? Like, I have been called, when I was coming back, called names. Boy, nigger, be honest with you. And those words are being used as I speak today. It ain't gonna never leave. I have experience going to school and I went up with all those black kids there, you know what I'm saying? And then as years now, the schools around here, the ones that feel up there are more integrated now than they ever been. A lot of change will take place now. Keep sucking on questions to me, they're good questions.
Well, yeah, and the next question is, we talked about segregation. Do you remember as a child seeing separate restrooms or lunch counters?
Yes. I can see just a little bit. I remember when I was a little boy, we go to the water fountain. I hate to say that. We used to go to this one, and the boy had to go to that one. And they used to feed us out the back. At these restaurants, we used to eat. We had to eat on the back. I can remember when we had to sit on the back of the bus. Just a little bit, though, just a little bit. But things have changed now.
And I want you to, I just want to reassure you, anything that you say here, this is, we're trying to interview your life experience.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you want to share,
And then, you know,
feel.
and out of my lifetime experience, when I was coming up, it wasn't easy at all. I have plowed mule, I have took water from the spring, I have picked cotton, I have picked peas, I have chopped in the field. Yeah, born right in Fort Michigan, got things to my house. And I grew up in an old, I never forget, we used to have an old wood house. You could lay down in the house at night and look up and see the stars through the house. Cracks in the wall. We always to let them shut one of the pour them one of them do all that. I'm like, yeah, I grew up like that. But we have come a long way tonight. So I remember we used to haul water on a truck from the spring to the house. We'd put the water in the back of the truck and we'd bring loads of water to feed the hogs and the mules and stuff. This is what, and I wish my sisters and brothers were here to help me say it because we all did that. Mm-hmm.
And I think we're recording. Okay, we took a brief break, but we're going to get back on it. Mr. Alexander, we were briefly talking about, you said you have 6 siblings that are living, and that you've got a big family.
Big, huge family.
Okay, and do they all live in the Phoenix City, Columbus area?
My brother next to me live in Atlanta, Georgia. Him and his family in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And I got 3 nieces and nephews live in Valdosta, Georgia. I got 1 nephew go to school in Fort Valley, Georgia. And the rest of us around here, Columbus and Phoenix City.
Do you have any family in the north?
All my mama's sisters and brother-in-law, they all have gone past them.
No. Have your family always lived in the south in Georgia?
I've always lived in Phoenix City and Columbus.
Okay.
My grandmama and granddad is buried, we buried our mama in Phoenix City. Over on the brickyard. Mm-hmm.
And Warren Williams was first built as a military housing.
What was that?
This neighborhood, Warren Williams, was first built for military housing. Do you have and you mentioned Fort Benning earlier. Do you have any connections with Fort Benning?
I don't have any connection with Fort Benning, but I do know folk that I've been. I'm in Fort Benning. I know. I had a nephew who retired from the Navy, but I don't have no ties with Fort Benning.
You don't. Okay. All right.
But I do go out there every now and then.
Do you?
Yeah, but every now and then.
What do you go out there for?
Maybe go with somebody to the PX or something like that.
Okay.
You be riding with somebody, you get to show your ID at the front gate, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I go about once a year, probably.
Okay. So timestamp, 22 minutes, 15 seconds. What brought you to Warren Williams?
Oh, boy. What brought me to Warren Williams, when I left Buena Vista, Georgia, I come home and applied for public housing. And they gave me one here. They gave me one in Columbus Housing Authority, and I first did it in Wilson. And I asked them to transfer me down here. And that's how I got here.
Okay.
But I stayed in Wilson before I came down here.
And you said you came out of Buena Vista?
Buena Vista, Georgia, with me taking care of Mr. McCorkle in Buena Vista, Georgia. When I come home, I didn't want to stay with my family. I applied for housing, and they gave me one here.
And you said when you came home, why were you leaving Buena Vista?
Because Mr. McCorkle expired.
Okay. Oh, so that's right, because you were out there with the family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I stayed in what it was. The matter of fact, they brought me some furniture from down there where I took care of their dad. They brought it to me when he died. And when I first started Warren Williams, I didn't have nothing. But I've been in Columbus Housing Authority ever since. It's a great place to live at.
How long have you been here?
I've been in the Columbus Housing Authority.
Yeah.
About 10 or 15 years altogether. Like I said, I stayed in Wilson. Then I moved down here and I've been down here ever since.
And how long have you been in Warren Williams?
That's 12 years more, 10 or 12 years. Now, who is this calling me? And this, wait.
Are you good?
I'm good, but I'm going to call me. I told I had to come over and somebody will call me.
Okay. All right. Do you have any strong connections, any relationships here in the neighborhood?
I don't have no kinfolk in this neighborhood. I do have one. My brother married one guy My nephew brother, I think, was later in, I'm probably relative, but I don't have a connection with them.
You know, any dear friends that you've built up relationships with? No. Any connections at all?
I don't know about my neighbors and stuff, yeah. I talk to my neighbors. I got some good neighbors.
Yeah.
And I try to get them to come with me.
What's it like living here?
It's good living here. It's good living here. One week is a good place to live here. Like I said, one of the best housing projects in Columbia.
Yeah.
And you know, it's affordable here. And everything is good here. I like living in public housing. It's affordable. It's centrally located. There's a hospital, there's a grocery store, there's my doctor appointment. Everything is centrally located around here.
Are there any annual events in the neighborhood?
Not that I know of. Somebody like
Anything around Christmas? Do the neighbors get together?
No Christmas event. I've never been in since I've been in no Halloween event down there. I don't know what they do at that building down there, but I don't think they have much going on year round around here.
Okay. What does Warren Williams mean to you?
Means a whole lot to me. Just where I pay my rent, just where I live at. I'm being honest with you, right?
Yeah.
It means a lot to me. I would love to see Warren Williams be improved in certain areas, though I would. It's a lot of improvement to be in all of them. I tell you what, crime is getting to be bad in public housing. Somebody just got shot over this past weekend right over there on this track over there. But you know, like I said, people going in and people coming out.
Do you want to talk more about that? Is that a concern that you have?
I have a concern that we need to try to get it stopped. One thing we got to do is put the gun down. We got to stop high now. We got to start speaking up now. But every time you look around, somebody got shot in Columbus. Unfortunately, it happened right down the street down this past weekend. And was I scared? I was scared. But they ain't bothered me. Thank God that it's just a bit of dispute, that's all.
Was everybody okay when it was said?
Everybody's okay.
Okay, good. Any success stories in the neighborhood? Anybody that you've known who has gone off to do something, you know, really wonderful?
Never me, no. No, I don't think, I have never heard about whoever did anything wrong.
Any proud moments in the community that you can think of?
Any problem?
Yeah.
The best, I'm gonna be over the best thing that I have ever been when we had lunches with y'all. Those were the best things I found that so far that I've been able to put with. And everyone I went to, I have enjoyed.
Good.
Not because of the food, I enjoyed it. It's getting better. But y'all know we need to get more representation though, you know what I'm saying? I told my neighbor, look, just don't come for the food, you're going because you need to learn something. I said, you coming for the food, you might well stay at home. I tell them just like that. We ain't gonna learn it. If we don't come to eat, we need to eat things, we ain't gonna never learn that.
Yeah. And have you crafted or created anything while you were living here?
I have never crafted. I have never created nothing since I've lived here. I have never did nothing, but I've never paid my rent and lived here.
Yeah.
At Christmas time, I decorate my house a little bit sometime.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, what kind of barriers do you think keep people in the community?
What you mean by barriers now?
Do you see anything on a daily basis, things that keep, say, a young person living here from getting out, from moving on?
Yeah, it's a lot of barriers, but it's specific. You know, one thing drugs need to get out of the way. One thing drugs is a big factor. You see more folks standing on the corner than in school. We got to stop. We got to stop doing this stuff. We need to get more involved in the community. You'd be surprised at how many people live in these houses that don't even go to school. They don't go to work. They just live there and walk the streets all day long. It needs to cease. And you know what? If everybody in these problems would get up on Sunday morning and go to church, that probably not a church around here could hold them. One thing, they need to go to church on Sunday. That's one thing we need to get to around here. Get more involved. You'd be surprised how many children I have don't know nothing about the community. They just live in the community. You know, it's right in front of your eyes. It's a lot of improvement need to be did. I don't think all I can do. That's all I can do.
And what type of opportunities could somebody have here that allows them to leave?
More education. More education, more things to do. Help us to open up our eyes and more. Because, you know, Columbus Housing Authority is a great place to live at. But they don't have anything except for nobody to do right here either.
Yeah.
They need to figure out some kind of way they can get these kids involved more.
Education.
Education is our main topic field. The more you learn, the more you can grow.
And you mentioned church also. So I think a sense of community, fellowship.
Yeah. But you know what? These people right here don't go to church that much. Just a few go to church around here. I bet you out of my building now and there, in that area where I live at, it's me, Mary, Miss Willie. It's about the only three people I know go to church on Sunday.
Do you know if there's a church within walking distance?
Of course, there are two churches right there. There's one right there on the corner, that Louis Memorial on the next corner.
Yeah.
That Mount Tabor, the hill there. That church is all around here. That Friendship down there, that Beulah down there, that 4th Street down there. So that's not an excuse. People got to get, you got to want to go.
Yeah.
I used to go to 4th Street Baptist downtown. I used to.
Okay, we're going to move on to questions about the valley, the Chattahoochee Valley. So I'm going to do timestamp, 31 minutes, 6 seconds. What is your relationship with the Columbus Museum?
No one.
None.
Other than with y'all. Y'all know what, I bet y'all been at, I'm not going to be honest with you. I thought I've been at that museum 5 times, old as I am. If I went to that museum, it was years ago, and I don't have, but I know I've been there years ago. I know I've been in that museum. Long as that museum been there, y'all won't believe I have never been probably one time, and I probably lived in here when I went in there.
Yeah.
You know, that's about it.
What do you think about the museum?
I think the museum is a great place to be at. I think it's good to have, and it's good for this community. But we got to come to this. We got to come out. We got to get more involved with it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful museum.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't know what they exhibit in, but it's nice, and I know it's nice now.
I think they just have a new Ansel Adams exhibit just start up. What do you think would get the community to go and get involved with the museum? What do you think would
That's a big $1 million question you asked me. Whatever y'all come up with and advertise it, that's all I can say. One thing got them involved, the meals y'all got more come to the meals. Oh, there'll be some good little meals we be having. I enjoy them, not because of the food, but I enjoy them anyway. But we got to get them more involved. I was telling you about before I came into that, I'm going to go to my interview. Oh, I'm not. I like to say, why don't you get involved? Whatever going on in this neighborhood right here, we live in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
If we got to impact on the neighborhood, we got to. I'm serious. Y'all ain't gonna play. I tell everybody that. We got to get involved.
Do you see the older residents looking out for the younger residents here?
To a certain extent.
Do you think the kids listen?
Some kids listen.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's some very rude kids right here. Y'all would be surprised on the things you see these kids do right here. I was just talking with a lady today. Her son is in jail now down in Panama City, where he went down there and got stopped and got locked up. Talking about she lived right across over there. I was talking about today. You'd be surprised. These kids don't have to go to school. But you got some go to school, I'll be honest with you. But I bet you 30 of those kids probably don't go to school half of the time probably. We got to get them back in school. We got to get them in church. We got to.
Now, just up the road here is a neighborhood called the Overlook. Are you familiar with the Overlook?
Yes, I am familiar with it.
Is there any interaction between the residents of Warren Williams and the residents of Overlook?
Not that I know. Be honest, not that I know.
Can you describe what is it that you know about Overlook?
One thing overlooked is a housing complex there. Is apartments there. It's a very nice, from the road, it looks nice in there. But y'all know what? I have never been in there to try to apply for land because it won't, my income won't let me get in there no way, but it's a nice area. Overlook Cross. I think that's the top of the Overlook. That's right here. That, yeah, I know Overlook that. Yeah, it's a nice place. It's a nice place. This is a nice area when you look at it.
Yeah.
It's what you make of it. Warren Williams is just as good as Overlook. We got to help our neighborhood to look good. Like I was telling y'all before, I feel like down here the goodest anywhere as long as you want to go. I pay my money and I live down here. And I'll be this place as the goodest anybody you want to go. I mean that. Look how long I've been down here.
Now some people say that the Winton-Macon Road area is kind of like the dividing line of Columbus. People talk about the North Columbus side, South Columbus. Do you think that's true?
No, it's not true.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna show you an example. You know where they built the new Spencer High School there? I have had a lot of people say they put that school in the wrong place. That's a lie. They put it in the right place. It's a perfect area for it. That will help get rid of some of the crime out the neighborhood. We might as well open our eyes up. We got to speak up. Somebody told me, they put that school in the wrong area. No, they did not. Over here is just as good as North Columbus. Down here is as good as Manchester Expressway. I don't see it like that. I don't think it's no different. You know, we got to stop. We got to stop saying somebody. Columbus is Columbus, Georgia. I got into a very hot discussion, y'all, about our school system. It was a guy was telling me that car was different. Let me tell you something right now.
What about specific instances of racism? I know you said you've been called names, but have you ever experienced something just straight on?
I ain't had any problem with it.
You said things have changed. What do you think has changed?
Well, the politics have changed. That's one thing. You know, Phil, let me tell you something. Wherever you go at, race like I stated before, race gonna always be with us. I don't know what's going through your mind. You don't know what's going on, and we can't change it. You won't believe. We got people right now still believing that though. Some of the older heads, they still have it in their heart. They'll call you boy right now. You hardly ever see it, but it have been that way around here.
Yeah.
Race ain't gonna never leave us. Not gonna never leave us. Until we come to the reality, it ain't. But we don't come a long way. It's come a long way. I've come a long way. You see more whites in our churches now too than you used to see.
Yeah.
And you see more in our schools. You see more living in public housing than you used to. White people living in apartments right here. What it is, what we need to get more involved with more. Stop staying at home. Get out. Exercise your rights.
Okay, timestamp 1721. All right, we're going to move into some family background.
Okay, go ahead.
I know earlier you said that you grew up in this area. Have your family been in the Valley area for a long time?
Yes. Yes.
Do you know how far back?
Ooh, my mom was born February 16, 1920. She just died this past March. My mama grew up over on the brickyard. My mama ain't never been over but the Phoenix City, Columbus all her life.
And what was her name?
Mary Frank Lyles Alexander.
Said Mary Frank
Lyles. Her main name was Lyles before she met my father.
And the last name you said Mary Frank Lyles
Alexander.
Alexander, of course, of course.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. I want to give you this information.
Okay, and you said she grew up and she spent her whole life
Whole
here.
life around here.
What can you tell me about your mother?
My mom was a good lady up until my mom worked for. She worked at the Holiday Inn for many years in the kitchen out there.
Okay.
And she used to pedal. And we used to pick peas. We would work in the field together. And my mom used to love to cook. She could cook some good syrup bread. Mm-hmm. And my mama was the last of all the people living. My mama died March the 17th this year, and she was the last one living. She was 90, going on 99 years old. And we taking her home and buried her at home. We taking her back home.
That's nice. And what about your father?
My father was born in, you know what, y'all listen. I never know none of my father's relatives. I can only go by what they say. But my dad was born and raised in Pittsfield, Alabama. My daddy was named Avery Alexander.
You said Avery?
Avery.
Can you spell that?
Aaron.
Aaron Alexander.
Senior. Cause we named some, matter of fact, somebody, he's a nephew named after my dad. Matter of fact, my brother Sheridan.
Okay. Do you remember what year he was born?
My dad about 86 years old when he died. My dad was born about 1930 something. Cause my mom was born in 1920. My mom was born February 16, 1920.
So she found a younger man.
I guess my mama married about 3 times.
Do you have any siblings?
I have, like sisters and brothers.
Yeah, brothers and sisters.
I got 6 more sisters and brothers living.
Okay, okay.
I got 3 brothers and 4 sisters living. And I have a host of nieces and nephews.
Big family.
A lot of us.
All right, we're going to take a break at 20 minutes, 26 seconds.
Carver High School. I said, do you know what it said? It said Muskogee County School District. It don't say no Carver High School no more. Get out of the old-fashioned way. Get out of it. And we got in a bad dispute about that, y'all. I said, look at them. If you go to Muskogee County School District, that's that Carver High School, that Northside High School, that Shaw High School, that Hardaway, that Drury, that Columbus, that Spencer. Now school in Columbus, Georgia is no different than it is. They all is the same. Now I take it anywhere you want to go. We may say they ain't the same, but they are the same.
Yeah.
And we get, y'all don't believe, I got in a bad discussion with somebody about that about a week or two ago too. But are they here tonight? No.
Well, now the downtown area around Broadway and all that has changed a lot. How do you think that's impacted you and the other residents?
Okay, now let me go back. Let me go back a few years back. See, that was a long time ago down on Broad Street. A place we used to call Kinfolk's Corner. Once they revitalized downtown, they did away with Kinfolk Corner. And now they got office buildings there, they got shops down there, and they have really made it beautiful down there. But back in the old days, we used to go out there, everybody used to be out, used to call it Kinfolk Corner. That was the black folks to call it Kinfolk Corner. And I think they should have left just a little sketch in that saying, the old Kinfolk Corner. They should have left just a little spot there.
What would go on at Kinfolk Corner?
It was just some people were hard-working folks to meet there and to live in Alabama. Everybody to make the Kinfolk Corner when they got off the road. I can remember that this is good. And it was two grocery stores. There was Burson Supermarket down there, and it was a gas station. I forget the name, but the man on the gas station named Mr. Paul. We have a gas station down there. Then Solo was down the street from there. Burson Supermarket number one, Burson and Stratford Cafe used to be down there years ago. I can remember Stratford Cafe.
Do you remember what street that was on?
Front Street in Kinfolk Corner. Matter of fact, we used to call it Front Street. I wish my mama was living to see it, to tell y'all some of this great stuff. She could go back, she could go way back, because see, she older than me. I'm telling you what I remember when I was a little boy coming up. What I'm telling you is what I know from what coming up to where I'm at now.
Now, Columbus wouldn't even be here if it weren't for the Chattahoochee River. What's your relationship with the Chattahoochee River?
No. I know I go across and come back, go across and come back across. I have fished in the Chattahoochee River, but I'm scared of it down there. It's very dangerous down there. One of the best things they could have, when they put that white water rafting down there, that was good they did that. Made the river walk. They got a trail go all the way down the river. Yeah. Almost to Fort Benning. I mean, he might go to Fort Benning. And that's beautiful what they did there.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think that trail goes all the way back through Fort Benning to the airfields way in the back.
I don't know how far it goes, but I know that. Who's gonna walk there and not me? I don't think I know walk too far and nowhere though. That thing come from way up here. Up there, I think from almost Green Island Hill back down, all the way down, all the way to the road, walk all the way down. Columbus is getting to be a beautiful place to live in.
It is. But you don't spend a lot of time on the river anymore?
No, I don't spend a lot of time. No, it's too dangerous down there. I'm scared of the river, snakes, alligators down there.
Now, what has kept you in Columbus all these years?
Family. Because I never had too many jobs, but family kept me here. My mama was living here. And I always come back. I may go to work, but I always come back to Phoenix City, Columbus. I love it.
Do you ever see yourself leaving the area?
No, not no time soon.
Now, let me ask you, when you were younger, growing up, did you ever dream of living anywhere else? Was there ever any place that you want to move to?
No, not when I'm coming up, no. But okay, wait, yes it is, I'm gonna be honest. I was born and raised over there in Phoenix City, Fort Michigan. Yes, I wanted to come to Columbus to live. When I found out the city, I wanted to come to the city to live. Yes, yes, yes.
So you wanted to come into
And
the
I
city.
came to the city to live. I sure did. I've been in here all my life. Back in Columbus, Phoenix City all my life.
So you never dreamt of living in New York City,
No.
seeing those big
I've been in New York City, but I never lived there.
Okay.
Cause I always said if I found a place out of Columbus that I loved, I would move there. I ain't found where I like yet.
Now let me ask you, do you have any future hopes for Warren Williams or for the city?
Now.
What do you see?
Now, then I'm gonna start with Warren Williams. I would love to see Warren Williams improve more. I would love to see Warren Williams grow more. And I like to see them big these apartments up more. You know, I already remodel some more. And they have, because they don't change a lot of policies on us too. Almost smoking. One of the biggest mistakes they could have made is that, no, do you know how many people smoked in these apartments? And when they did it, they didn't give us no. They should have gave us. They should have let us know that this was going to take place. When they know that thing, they were passing out the flyers and this and that. They could have said, "Look, y'all, we finna get ready to change the smoking policy in here. Don't just don't throw no trash on me because I'm not gonna trash no way."
Yeah.
And but you know, how many folk do you think smoke living here? I think that one of us, and they didn't give us a designated smoking area. They just throw some at us, and now here we are.
Now let me ask you, did anybody quit smoking when that policy changed?
I smoke. I have cut back a little bit, but I do not smoke on the property. Because they say they're going to give us tickets, and they're going to put us out.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. But they did it, so we got, if you want to live there, you got to do it. One thing, the reason why I live there, it's affordable down here for me, though, you know what I'm saying? Why I live like leaving a place paying $600 a month, but I stay a month for $100 some dollars a month. It's cheap living there. It's affordable living in Warren. Now you said the question was I started with Warren Williams. You used to ask me something about Columbus. What you want about Columbus?
What do you think? What do you see Columbus like in the future?
I see Columbus is going to be a big city in the future. I believe a lot of growth will take place, and this place is going to be huge one of these days. Columbus is big now, and Columbus is still expanding. I believe Columbus will be a bigger town one day. But they yet have a long way to go yet. There's always room for improvement in Columbus, y'all.
Yeah. You think those things will improve over time?
Yeah, they're slowly improving. They're improving now. Columbus is improving a lot. Y'all would be surprised how much Columbus will grow. Downtown on Broad Street, ooh, that place is nice down there. They putting up new condos down there. They putting up new shops down there. But them old mills used to be at, all they replenished all that down there.
I don't know if you heard, they're talking about bringing like a movie studio.
Yeah, I seen that here. And I tell y'all something else I would love to see here in Columbus. What you call it? Amtrak?
Yeah.
I'm like, to come to Columbus. I need to go. I'd ride to Atlanta. And they were talking about bringing that Amtrak here for Atlanta.
Yeah.
They
still are. Yeah.
They still are. But you know what? They lose a lot of money because they won't bring them up. You'll be surprised how many folk would go to Columbus to see football games, basketball games. You'll be surprised how many folk would go. But they ain't got to it yet. Columbus used to have a train station here. Yeah, they right down the street, over across the street over there. Used to be a train station here.
Do you remember how long ago that was?
Oh, back in the 50s and 60s, 40s and 50s, I guess. If you go by the old depot, it's right over here. The old train depot. Yeah.
All right, let me do a timestamp, 45 minutes, 56 seconds. All right, I'm going to ask you a pretty big question now.
I can
answer it however you want. Okay, could you talk about your experience being African American in the Chattahoochee Valley today?
Now.
Today.
That's a good question. By me being an African American in the Chattahoochee Valley, I feel that it's better here for me. I get along with the people here, but we still need to grow more. Race ain't gonna never change. How I feel about it, we just gotta live with what we got. It's a great city, it's a great city. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. But Columbia have a long way to go. And not only Columbia, everywhere else you go is too. Race ain't gonna never leave. See, y'all some hung up on race, but race ain't gonna never leave. This gonna always be with us as long as we live. And every now and then you do see race in Columbia. You hear people's in Columbia. You still hear, you ain't gonna never get it out. You got a lot of people hate each other in Columbia. You should know that though, you know. But what you got to live with all that.
And you think people try to?
I think they try. A lot of it causes a lot of fear too. A lot of fear got to do it. A lot of people ain't gonna approach you right here a lot. So much going on out that people are scared. People are scared. People are scared. I got nieces and nephews living uptown. I got people live out in Bunker Hill. I got people live all around here, all around. They all work, like we work here and make a living here. All my nieces and nephews go to school here. And they go to Hardaway, they go to Jury, they go to Carver, they go to Spencer, they go to Northside, they go to Shaw. And it's getting better, it's getting better.
Now, we've gone through a lot of questions tonight. We're starting to wind down. Are there any questions you wish I would have asked?
No. Yes, a good question.
All right. So let's say I'm going to ask you a bonus question. It's not
Give
even
me a bonus question.
Let's say we're going to put this camera in the ground for 100 years, and 100 years from now, somebody's going to dig it up. What do you want them to know about George Alexander? I
want them to know that I was living in Columbia Springs City for a long time, and I believe in God. I'm going to stand firm on His word, and I'm going to try to treat everybody right the best that I can. I'm going to fall short along the way, but Heavenly Father, He knows. He knows the mistakes I'll make even before I make them. So when they dig that camera back up, they can't say George lived here a long time. And he said he tried to live the best life that he could live and get along with people. That's about the best I can tell you. It's been great. I've been great living in the United States then. In Columbus and Phoenix City, yes, it's home. Every time I leave, I migrate right back here. But back then, see, I had a mom come home too. That's all I can say.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me go ahead and